Hi, I'm Barry Anderson, and this is my first YouTube video. I wanted to put that out there because I haven't made a video on YouTube for my photography work yet, and that's what I plan on making this channel into. And first off, I wanted to show off some of the gear that I got. This one I got very recently, and it's a really cool camera because it's almost unused. This was made in 1983. It's Pentax ME Super. Now, as you can see, you got a little timer here. It's really kind of cool feature that I don't have on the other two film cameras. But it moves up, and then whenever it gets close between the ME and the Super, takes the picture. So if you're getting like a portrait, like if you're getting a picture with somebody, it's a really nice little handy tool that I don't really have on the other two cameras, and that makes it different from the rest. But this is a Pentax Super ME, and the lenses I have for it, along with the tacky velour orange brown inside of the suitcase and suitcase itself, is that I got this 28 to 50 millimeter lens, 3.5 to 4.5. Really cool stuff. And as you can hear, the action's really, it's really smooth, it's really good. And it doesn't have that squawking that goes on the inside of the camera. Anybody who's shot with old film cameras knows what I'm talking about. You take the picture and it's like, it makes that weird squawking sound, which means the motor needs to be kind of greased up a little bit. But this one doesn't have it. And I got the other two lenses right here. This one's the 70 to 150. This one's, let's see, what's the aperture on this? 3.8. 3.8. It's a Vivitar lens, I think, if I'm not mistaken. It goes 3.8 to f/22. But on top of that, it came with this fancy little 2x matched multiplier, which means it goes from 70 to 140 and then 150 to 300, so it doubles the focal length. Really cool stuff. And that came with the suitcase, and it comes with a flash. This was really surprising because this, I don't think it's ever been used. Heck, I could probably put some of my batteries that I've got, you know, my rechargeable batteries in here, and probably still works. I hope it does, because I really plan on doing some cool stuff with flash photography. Anywho, that's one of my cameras. And here's the other two. Here's my Canon AE1. I got a 50mm 1.8 lens, prime lens, of course. You know, I need that for the Pentax, as a matter of fact. And I'm already 2 shots in on this one. This is I put some 400 ISO T-Max Kodak film, which I really like. Too bad they don't make it anymore. It's going to be more expensive from now on because, you know, they just simply don't make it. So I'll have to go to Ilford Delta or HP5 if I'm going to shoot. But either, it's not like Ilford's a bad brand either. It's just easier to wrap on the reel when you're developing the film with 400 ISO T-Max compared to the Ilford stuff. Ilford tends to crinkle a little bit, and I don't like that. But other than that, I mean, it's a really good film. And, you know, I set it to 400 ISO. I actually push processed to 1600 2 weeks ago for a concert. I'll show you the pictures in a second. The rest of them are actually being graded. The good copies are being graded. So these are some of the preliminary copies, so don't bash me too hard on those. Anywho, this is my Canon AE1, and this one does have a little bit of squawking when I push down the shutter. Not too good, but you know, I don't have enough money to get it fixed right now, and it should still work fine, you know, even if it's got a little bit of squawking. Besides that, I need to shoot more stuff, so I kind of need the camera. And let's see, like I said, I shot 2 concerts with this so far, and it's really awesome. I bought 3200 film, and then I also had the 400 ISO film that I pushed to that I pushed to 1600, and I've got 3 rolls of 50 ISO film just to see what the grain quality is going to be like, and it should be pretty awesome, because I know I shot this next camera and I was using 100 ISO and it was beautiful, and I'll show you an example of that. And that one I didn't turn in for grade, so you know, it's good enough as it is as the print. So anyways, this is my 3rd film camera. This is the medium format, the GW692. Better than the 691, but not quite the 3. The only difference between the 3 and the 2, functionally, there's nothing different. I've seen pros use this, and this is truly a pro camera. Even though it says pro at the top, it doesn't need to, because it's a really good camera. And a 6x9, it's equivalent to a 50mm lens on a 35mm camera, but it's a 90mm lens for the medium format, and it's a 3.5 aperture. It goes all the way up to, let's see, is it 20? Is it 22? No, it's 32. Yep, it's 32. This one actually is a, you know, you can do bulb, and you can go all the way up to, I think, 500th of a second, which isn't bad, which is not bad. I really actually want to use this for concert photography, push process this for, you know, 1600 ISO and so on. I really want to try that out, because I think this is an excellent camera. As I said before, the quality is just unmatched. It's phenomenal. Besides that, I really kind of slowed down on shooting. Like concert photography, maybe I'll use more of like a 36 exposures or something like that, but most of the times it's like 24 is plenty for my 35mm. You know, on this one, I can only get 8 in there anyways. 8 shots. That's all I got on this per roll of film, which is like $5-6 a piece. So you do the math. Either way, it's an excellent lens. Now I'm going to show you some of the examples that I have with black and white. I also do digital. I'm shooting right now this video with a Nikon D600. I started on digital. I learned on digital, and digital is fantastic. But I'm trying to learn film, so I'm doing a lot of stuff in the studio right now to learn how to get some really good shots with black and white. And I'm falling more and more in love with black and white. It just looks really cool. And let's see what else I got here. Let me see some of the shots that I got, and we'll go from there. Alright, here we go. I think that should cover it. So this shot, even though it's not perfect because it's a little bit too gray, and this one actually the edge is showing. Bad print, but this is 400 ISO film, and it's the side of a Studebaker, old Studebaker. It says U.S. government property, basically for official use only kind of deal. And yeah, I didn't correct the gray yet. I probably need to bump that up to like, let's see what filter to. I used a 2 filter on this when I developed it, so probably maybe a 2.5, and then adjust the brightness on that. See how that turns out. It needs to be a little bit more contrasty. It's a little bit too gray. But that's one of my shots of a Studebaker found at 400 ISO with my Canon A1. These are some of the concert pictures I got, and of course, like I said earlier, these are not perfect. The skin tones are perfect, but it's way too dark down here, so I'll be redoing this one. Once I get it back, once I get the grade back for the work, I'll definitely be redoing this one. But like, you can't even see his legs down here. You can barely see his hair. I was gonna dodge that, and then everything else is well enough to be burnt in. I mean, like his face, like I said, his face and skin tone, all that is perfect right there. It's just that the image is too dark. That's about the only beef I have with that one. Here's another one, and by the way, the band that I shot was Live 80. It's a local band that plays a lot of 80s music. You should check them out. I'm gonna include the link on the Facebook page. But this one is their new singer that they have, this Desiree, and she's the center of this image. And again, this one's a little bit too dark. What I did on my copy that I turned in for a grade, the bottom part here, of course, is a little bit too dark again. You can't see her leg, you can't see the stage, and this light is just so dim you can't see that it's like shining light with the fog machines going, so that light's not really showing at all. On the one that I turned in, all that's showing. I just dodged the bottom, and her skin tone probably could be improved a little bit, maybe a little bit darker, a little bit more burned in, but aside from that, it's not a bad shot, and I was really satisfied with the results of this picture in particular. And here's a shot that I really thought was successful. I got this one with the 6x17. Now, the subject matter you might think is boring unless you appreciate textures, but this is a wall with a rusted door over in the stockyards in Fort Worth, Texas. And this is, I think the grain quality is just phenomenal. I shot this with 100 ISO film on the 6x9 Fuji GW692, and I thought this came out perfect. I mean, just the grain quality, the contrast, and so on. It was shot during a bright and sunny day, as you can see with that shadow a little bit tilted, you know, a little bit. It's a raking light for sure, so you have an example of that. And that's some of the work that I do. I'll be posting more of what I do digitally and with the film as much as I can. Follow me on 500pix.com. I got a lot of my digital stuff on there. I haven't posted a lot of my film stuff, but I'll be posting some more of my film stuff when I get it made and when I get graded on it. So after I get it back from the instructor. Alright, well, this has been my first video for Barry Andersen's I can't even talk today. Barry Andersen Studios. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you again soon. Take care.